For this video we're going to do something slightly different. As you can see, you're not looking at the screen of my iPad. So for the first time since I started doing these videos, you're actually looking at the real world. And the reason you're doing that is because some people have been asking me about whereabouts I get samples from. And the easiest way to demonstrate that is just to show you. So one of the places I get them from is just sampling anything I've got to hand. Now, the reason I've got the camera set up looking at this wonderful Yamaha Portasound PS450 500 pence worth of keyboard is that with a few different techniques and just trying out different things and seeing how they work, you can actually get some really interesting sounds out of almost anything. And then once they're in Koala, or obviously whatever else you're using, then you can process them again and make them into whatever you want. So what I'm going to do today is I just want to show you, I picked up this keyboard really cheaply and I wanted to show you the way that I kind of process some of these sounds through guitar pedals. I've got a couple here, and a little bit later on I've got the Como Electronic Field Kit Effects, which I'm going to be putting this stuff through. I'm only going to use that on a very light basis because I just want to show you the benefit of the spring reverb and how beautiful spring reverb can make even a very, very cheap Portasound Yamaha keyboard sound, and what we can do with that once we've got it inside of the sampler. Okay, let's get started. So first of all, it's quite easy to make a relatively decent drum sound. So that's literally giving me a kick and a snare. Putting it through a chorus pedal there. And we've got it coming through the MF drive, which is really, really noisy. Bring the volume right down a bit on that one. So now we've got it coming through the MF drive. I'm just changing the tone so that rolls off an awful lot of the filter right there. Okay, something else that's just got a hi-hat. Yamaha Portasound PSS 450. Perhaps not the obvious cornerstone of most studios. However, an excellent source of sound and samples for our samplers. It's got a really nice organ sound on it, which gives us a nice bass. Great on its own, however, even better through pedals. So that's what we're going to be doing today. Essentially, we're going to be creating some of our interesting original sounds using really cheap equipment and running them through pedals that cost a little bit more than them and an awful lot more than them, and some other things that's just lying out of shot here that you'll see later on. Okay. So we've got various settings here. We went through the drums and we've got some basic samples of the drums. We ran those through this EHX Nano Clone, which is a very little chorus pedal. As you can see, hopefully you can see, it's just got the one dial on. Obviously it's either on or it's off, and it's either doing very little or it's doing loads. MF drive, a little bit more complicated than that. It's quite a noisy pedal at this stage. I've got the filter up. change the tone of it, filter it down so that I've only got the lower frequencies. Obviously in the filter sweeps, it's got the gain stage. I'm going to ignore that for now. It's giving us a nice crunchy sound though. When I'm doing my sampling in, I'll show you what I'm going to be doing on screen at the same time, which is going to be fun to edit afterwards. I'm going to be sampling in the C notes. Now the reason why I'm sampling in Cs is I'm creating banks that I want to be able to play alongside one another. I can sample loads of different notes obviously, but if I keep them in C, then I know that whatever I'm loading over it, whatever keys that I play, the root note is going to be C. Helps a lot, so it's worth bearing in mind. For this one, I want to record the low C. So that's with the tone on. There we go, various options. Alright, so that's the organ note. Now I may want to take one for middle C, so let's do that. And let's distort that as well. Alright, what other sounds can we get? This weird synthy and synthy 2. Keys are quite small, so I apologise, I'm going to catch a few at the same time. Alright, let's have some of that. At the moment, what I'm doing is every sound that I'm making, I'm recording back into the computer. So I've got a computer session recording that's going to be grabbing all of this audio, and then once I've collated all of this, I'm going to dump it into the sampler. What else we got? Little trumpet sound. Okay, what else can we do? So on this one we've got these auto bass chords, and I can do single finger chords. So it's going to give me various notes, whatever I'm pressing. Very low budget Leslie effect. side to grab a few filter sweeps and things like that. What else have we got? Violin. That doesn't sound so great through that, does it? But oboe. Apparently that's piano. Okay, that's not bad. Right, so that's going out into a combination of the Nano Clone and the MF Drive. Some interesting results. However, let's bring in somebody else. This you will probably have seen on lots of other people's videos. Also, what you will have seen on lots of other people's videos is cleanliness and cable organization. And, you know, I felt like I didn't want to get in the way of them by effectively organizing my cables. So, you know, I want to give them their lane. Other people organize cables nicely. Yeah, I said it. I don't do that. Now I'm literally just using, I don't know if you can even see this properly. I'm literally just using the spring reverb. So we've got a signal coming in, this nice little blue lead's coming in, purple lead's going out, that's coming straight out to record, and then I've got the spring reverb in and out. Now, I can show you the spring reverb if you really want. It's definitely there though. Let's sit it on there. People are cursing me for putting it on the MS-20. Sorry. So now I've got a low pass and a band pass on this. That's the low pass. Lots of feedback on that one. So I'm simply using the Field Kit, Coleman Electronic Field Kit Effects, and I'm going to run through. So this particular setting is Music Box. Just putting it through the spring reverb gives it such more interesting kind of texture. So that was the middle C, we did the high C. And that's that chord, it's kind of the organ chord. So this is in the low pass with the highest cut off. Feedback roughly, so 75%. Which is clearly too high. Those kind of chord stabs are really nice, especially through this. Give a bit more feedback. So what about the drums? Cuts through quite nicely. The tempo's all the way down. So I'm trying to give myself as much space when I'm going to edit these. When I go back into Koala, I want to give myself as much space as possible in between the sounds. So I liked this chord, and I recorded it onto here, which is a trusted little dictaphone. Now I've got that running out into the Fieldkit effects. Let me get this. Now that's at regular speed, but the beautiful thing about a dictaphone, apart from it being kind of crusty and lo-fi, obviously I can increase the speed, so that's at the maximum speed, and that's at the minimum speed. And again, I'm literally just recording the sounds from there into here, and then I'm recording it back into the computer, so just kind of messing about. I mean, that's gonna be... Just rewind it and get those sounds. And we can put it onto double speed time. And again, playing with the volume, playing with the speed control. We can get something really, really deep and low. And again, we can change the bandpass. I just recorded a couple of minutes of this. Got some quite interesting results. So I can do that with all of the sounds. I chose to do it with just that last one, which is actually just the chord, so it's the same throughout the keyboard. Let's put this into Koala and see what we can do there.